My name is Giacomo Brunelli, and I volunteered for theatre company and charity Cardboard Citizens as part of my professional training year at the University of Surrey. Also known as the CITS, they are the UK's leading practitioners of the theatre of the oppressed methodology and make great, life-changing theatre with and for the homeless community. My official title was Marketing and Administration Volunteer, but really I was a classic intern. In my 9 months there, I can honestly say I did everything one could have possibly imagined. From having to clean up dirty cups to liaising with press magnets such as The Guardian and The Stage. In my first months with the company I struggled. Even something as simple as understanding the tight London accents was a challenge for an immigrant like me.
Soldiers' brains also change having been exposed to danger.
Something that radically changed this was working on the December community play, We Are All Misfits.
You made a valuable contribution when we were involved in what we called the community play, which was based on a character in the 1960s called Anton Wallach Clifford. And what was great was he was able to transcribe that documentary, and a lot of that was then put into the script.
As I found it extremely difficult to tackle this at first, it truly was a pivotal moment in the improvement of my understanding and use of the English language and accents.
As the leader of a community of misfits,
My greatest achievement for that project, though, was the marketing. Because the play was commissioned by non-profit charity Simon Community, we only had a £50 budget.
The Misfits show.
That was pretty much your baby. It was really down to you to contact everyone and to kind of keep records of all the activity we had. And we got a pretty much sold out crowd over 4 nights. So I think that was a great success.
I did this by using Eventbrite and social media such as Facebook and Twitter. It feels like an invaluable skill to have gained and is something I will treasure for years to come. A lot of the marketing skills I gained also came from working with the administration department.
Yeah, you were helping Stuart with the general office management.
The main administrative project was taking care of the hiring of the rehearsal space.
We provided, I think, a good level of customer service when people came, so we had a lot of return bookers. We've gone from 0 to having used about 60-70% of the time, which is great.
This job kick-started my radical change in mannerism, not just on the phone but also with speaking and presenting myself in the right way to the right people by being conscious that I was representing the company at all times.
Your demeanour is different, and I think your attitude and your kind of communication.
I think you've always had a natural kind of ability to connect with people and build rapport. The only thing we had to work on is kind of how to hone that so that it's a little bit more professional and aware that you're representing the company. Even after we brought that up with you in the first 2 supervisions, there was a dramatic improvement by the autumn.
Perhaps the most significant time was when I was given the responsibility of staffing the press desk for Glasshouse at the Albany in Deptford. Kate Tempest's play narrates the story of a dysfunctional family and was commissioned by Cardboard Citizens for the Forum Theatre National Hostel Tour. It was certainly the biggest project I've worked on.
Glasshouse this week closes the 5-month strategic tour, so it's really full cycle, and you were a big part of making it happen. You were involved, like you said, from the beginning, from helping us research the application to the Arts Council for strategic touring, all the way to then the planning process. Once we got confirmation that Arts Council was going to fund us, you kind of had ownership of that. People got their print well in advance, and that meant that we were able to guarantee much bigger audiences than we ever had before. That's in good stead to getting materials on time and quality materials, which we were looking after. Logistically, it's not an easy task, but I think you got into a little bit of a routine and a process. Having your own system that works for you.
My work system revolved around a to-do list Word document. It broke down my daily tasks, so I would alternate what I was doing every hour or so to ensure variety. By rotating what I was doing, I found myself working twice as efficiently as before. Working with the Act Now youth theatre group, aged 16 to 25, also played a great part in helping me develop these abilities.
With Act Now, your involvement was a lot more than kind of administrative, because you were also attending rehearsals, you were doing some filming, you were going up to Chicken Shed, you were helping out with the marketing plan for getting audiences at the shows here, in Chicken Shed and at the Museum of Childhood. and we got a full sold-out audience.
A lot of my role is about supporting Act Now, which is our youth programme for 16 to 25-year-olds. Jack was very interested in getting involved with that and supporting the young people's work, and he supported workshops and he supported a show last year called Molecular Mass really well to get on well with the young people and get stuck in.
Also very good at supporting our Young Act Now company, and I think they're quite inspired by Giacomo. He's a good role model to young people.
Giacomo is a very, very popular volunteer at Cardboard Citizens. All the members and the beneficiaries of our charity really, really like him.
These were all great things, but the fact that I got along with them meant that, without me even realizing, some relationships were starting to become inappropriate for a work environment. This resulted in me taking initiative and applying to a day course called Setting Professional Boundaries with Homeless Charity Shelter. I was taught in detail how to relate with a vulnerable person, what to do and what not to, with reference to the latest laws and regulations. I cannot deny it was an eye-opening experience that further aided my change in professionalism. This personal shift in proficiency is something that I can take on to any job I will endeavour in the future, even more so at directing workshops with delicate communities. The images you're seeing are from the professional training workshops led by artistic director and translator of Augusto Boal's work, Adrian Jackson. Seeing what I had read in Games for Actors and Enactors and Rainbow of Desires in practice opened my mind to the immense world of drama therapy. Once I was even given the chance to apply what I had learned in an external context.
Jack actually came out to help me with some outreach once, which was very successful. He ran a few games and we signed up a few people who came along to the workshop the next week.
But you can't learn Theatre of the Oppressed facilitation techniques in a handful of days.
With the kind of work you want to do, you need to get practice in. You've obviously got some experience of doing what you want to do. Yeah, it's about practice and building that confidence and just getting as much experience as possible.
Generally, I would say I have developed an in-depth knowledge of how a professional theatre company works. I especially appreciated that it was a relatively small company and that they do exactly what I wish to do in the future. In terms of self-reflection, I discovered that I need to be a more independent learner and not rely on others all the time.
When it comes to independent learning, I think you found it challenging to teach yourself certain things.
I believe this was a byproduct of my fear of doing the wrong thing.
That would be a recommendation. Not be afraid to go and teach yourself stuff in order to be more employable and keep developing your skills. And I definitely think you got better at that.
I found the office environment slightly overwhelming at times, mostly because of my difficulty at establishing organisational skills.
You can work on your organisational skills.
Although I feel it is essential that I further work on this problematic aspect, my time with Cardboard Citizens affirmed to me that I should nurture my creativity more than anything else.
I think Giacomo will be able to take away confidence to put together his own projects.
We really gain a lot from people that can just hit the ground running and support all the projects and know exactly what we're talking about. That's what's been really useful about having you here, Giacomo.